Hey y'all, I'm off to Miami Beach Pride. Fun fact, never been to Miami. It's gonna be 10 days of basking in the sun. And also 10 days of Pride. That's right, they have 10 days of programming. I can't wait to check it out and pack all of my tank tops. See you on the beach.
Ravi's Road to Pride. Ravi's Road to Pride.
Miami Beach, Florida. A city that is a tropical paradise. A city that is home to the world's largest collection of Art Deco architecture. A city made up of first-generation immigrants and a vibrant Cuban culture. A city with the most Instagrammable lifeguard towers, white sand beaches, and crystal blue water. A progressive city that is pushing the envelope on diversity. A city known as a bohemian mecca for queers. This is Miami Beach Pride. Now let's learn what lights people up living here in Miami Beach.
I love Miami. The vibe, you know, the people. I love Miami.
We have the beach, we have the warm weather, and we have a diverse of people come from all over the world.
Urban, tropical lifestyle. I don't know, it's a wonderful place to be. It's gone through a lot of changes. The food is getting better, the art is getting better, quality of life is getting better.
What first drew me to the city was definitely the Cuban culture. And then from there, as I got to know the city more and more, just the diversity.
The beaches continue to be a nucleus of LGBT activity, and I would say for one big reason, and that's because the government of Miami Beach is very progressive, and it's always viewed the LGBT community as a very key part of what makes us unique and special.
And when did gay marriage become legal in the state of Florida?
At the same time as the population, the general population of the USA. I love how international this city is. Almost everybody here is from somewhere else. It's like New York, but more first generation population. So more people who have moved here for the first time from outside the country. And that energy is really remarkable.
What I like is the heat.
Miami Beach Pride is a 10-day extravaganza, ranging from pool parties to social justice conversations to queer art showcases to pageants to balls to parades to festivals and everything in between. Now let's learn what Pride means to the folks attending. What does Miami South Beach Pride mean to you?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think the theme, One Love, kind of sums it up.
I think that it's like a strong foundation of Pride. You know, it's kind of where it all began for me.
Miami Beach Pride means community coming together.
It means where I grew up. It's pretty simple. I grew up in the South Beach scene.
Pride means legacy. I mean, think about people that came before us and how they created the stage for this generation now.
Pride is a way to express yourself the way that the world does not let you do that on a daily basis.
It just means to be free, to be authentic, and to be yourself.
Pride's fighting for our rights, right? The first Pride they claimed was a riot. We're still trying to fight for our rights. That's why we're here every year, and really just to support the community. We need it now more than ever. We're trying to protect trans kids, and so the idea is right now the state of Florida, they're waging a war against trans kids. We're keeping them from playing sports that identify and correspond with their gender and who they believe themselves to be, who they know themselves to be. And we think that's not right, so we're gonna make sure our voice is heard, and we're hoping other people will do the same.
Getting together as a community, having everybody from like all walks of life, doesn't matter if you're like 70 years old, 12 years old, as you like identify in the community, you're there, you're
feel
like together,
feel like a family. Miami South Beach Pride will always mean to me the first time I went. I remember I was 18 years old, fresh out of the closet, and I walked around, and this was before I had top surgery, and I still had my full chest, and I just had little HRC Human Rights Campaign stickers on them as little pasties, and that was it. And it's this celebration of who I am, but it's also this full circle moment every single year, because every single year I get a little older, I get a little more comfortable with myself, I get a little further in my gender transition, and I think back to that first Pride I have, so it's just that nostalgic feeling.
It's so deep to me because growing up here, it wasn't easy being unbeknownst to myself, but everybody knew, being a part of the LGBTQ plus community, and to see it come around, you know, to do a full 180 from a culture that was so DL, homophobic, to now, whereas, you know, there's an incredible pride, like I'd say one of the best in the world.
I think Miami Beach Pride has very much elevated what they stand for. They're really reaching out to the community and saying, we want to represent LGBTQIA, and we want to hear your voices, and we want to include you in conversations and include people of all ages, disabilities, have safe spaces for teens, have safe spaces for elderly people, and then just really just bring together a community.
How many years has Miami Pride been happening for?
It's been 12 years that we've been. So we're kind of a baby, but like in about 2 years, we're going to be celebrating our 15th year.
This is the only Pride that I've seen that is incorporating other events other than parties.
We've got a lot of programming outside of just the celebration, which is super important, right? Our festival and parade are very important to us, but another thing that was important is to make sure that we had inclusive programming for everybody in our community. I think that there's a lot of underrepresentation and misrepresentation that goes on within the LGBTQ space. And so Queer Art Showcase is one of those programs that we wanted to create to make sure that us as an organization at Miami Beach Pride was including our entire community. So we've got Social Justice Night talking about a lot of social justice issues that affect our community. And then we've got the Legends Ball, sort of like that amazing microcosm within our community of ballroom culture that we don't always get to see mainstream.
Sure.
So we're trying to put that on Front Street too, you know?
Okay. Yes. Will I meet my next ex-husband here?
You can meet a lot of everybody here.
Y'all, I've spent the last week here at Miami South Beach Pride, and my mind has been blown. I thought nothing could ever top World Pride, but here I am in the magical, really hot, really gorgeous city of Miami. This Pride was filled with incredible programming because the Pride Committee reached out to the community, and the theme really was community and one love. There were protest talks, there were trans issue talks, there were debates, there were talks on being black and acceptance and radical diversity and how we could do better. There were pool parties, there was I Can Day, there was an amazing parade, which I clearly just went to because I'm covered in glitter, honey! I had so much fun. If you're gonna come here though, I highly suggest renting a car because it's pretty impossible to get around unless you're walking and it's really, really hot. Bring a lot of water, bring a lot of sunscreen, bring a lot of glitter, and you're gonna have the time of your life. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a comment below, like, comment, and subscribe, and continue to follow my journey all year round because Pride is 365, honey, with Ravi's Road to Pride.
Ravi's Road to Pride. Ravi's Road to Pride.